In these problems, we're working with some logic statements, specifically negations. That's where you just say that something is not true. And conditional statements, and those are if-then statements. Let's take a look at this first one. A says, consider the following statement. Charmaine is in Switzerland. Okay, simple enough. Charmaine's in Switzerland. Check the statements below that are negations of this statement. So a negation means just saying the not of your statement. So if I were going to negate this without looking at the choices, I would just say Charmaine is not in Switzerland. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, but the way to test this in your head in any one of these statements is if they could both be true, it's not a negation. If they could both be false, if you can imagine a situation where they're both false, it's not a negation. It's only if this one's true and the other is false, and vice versa. So let's read our choices now. This one says, Charmaine is not in France. Well, that's going to be both true. If you're in Switzerland, you're not in France, I think. The second one says, Charmaine is in Europe. That's also a situation where they're both true. If you're in Switzerland, you're in Europe. And this last one says, it is not the case that Charmaine is in Switzerland. And this phrase, not the case that, that's the same as just saying not. So this is our negation. All right, let's look at this next one. It says, consider the following conditional statement. If the dress is yellow, then David likes the dress. This is an if-then statement, a conditional statement, and they're divided into two parts. This first part, the part that follows the if, is called the hypothesis, and the part that follows the then is called the conclusion. In this problem, they want us to find the hypothesis. So we just take the words that follow the if up to the comma. If the dress is yellow, that is our hypothesis. All right, let's do a couple more of these. This may be new information, so we'll get some practice here. All right, this next one says, Alan is wearing tennis shoes, and find the negations of this. And the first choice says Alan is not wearing tennis shoes. That is your classic negation. It's just added the word not. So if Alan is wearing tennis shoes, this one can't be true. So this looks good. Next, Alan is wearing wristbands. Well, I can think of a case where Alan could be wearing tennis shoes and wristbands, so that's not a negation. And second or last choice here, it is not the case that Alan is wearing tennis shoes. That's also a negation. Is not the case that is the same as is not. All right, let's look at this one about the conditional statement. It says, if I am drawing a circle, then I am in geometry class. I guess that's the only place where this person draws circles. And the question is, what is the conclusion of the statement? The conclusion is the part that follows the word then. So the conclusion would be, I am in geometry class, and we would just check that one right there. All right, let's just try one more. So this one says, Linda is wearing tennis shoes. And the choices are, Linda is wearing high heels. So it seems like maybe this might be a negation, because if she's wearing tennis shoes, she's probably not wearing high heels. However, you could think of a situation where both of those could be false, right? What if she's wearing boots? You also, if you're more creative, you might be able to think of a situation where where both of these are true. What if she's wearing something called high-heeled tennis shoes? Maybe those haven't been invented yet, but you could invent them. So this is not a negation. And then we have the language, it is not the case that Linda is wearing tennis shoes. That is a negation. And the phrase, Linda is not wearing high heels, that's not a negation of Linda is wearing tennis shoes, because they could both be true at the same time. All right, let's look at the conditional statement here. It says, if the water temperature is 65 degrees, let me just, whoops, move this over a little bit. If the water temperature is 65 degrees, then this fish is active. And we want to know the conclusion. Conclusion is the part that follows the then. So the conclusion is this fish is active, and we'd check it there. So that is a little bit of work with negations and conditional statements.